So another story that's come out this week is that the U.S. government is considering making it mandatory for all travelers who board domestic flights to have negative coronavirus test. This requirement's already in place, by the way, for international flights, but the Biden administration is taking a hard look at expanding that requirement to domestic flights. So, Brian, from an investing standpoint, are there any stocks that could benefit if this policy is implemented?
Yeah, I mean, we're scheduled to go on a cruise in July, and we just got notice that we're going to have to take a coronavirus test to get on the boat in July, assuming they're actually cruising in July.
Right.
There's 811 million domestic flight passengers in 2019, so that's quite a few. That's quite a few more than the number of people that got on ships. I think the big players here are probably Abbott. But it's a pretty large ticker. There's ABT. It's a pretty large market cap, 220 billion. Sort of going down. Becton Dickinson ticker there's BDX, 75 billion. Quidel ticker there's QDEL. They sell machines that, right? Am I correct that they sell machines that run the test as well as the test itself? So I think that Quidel might have some advantages in that if they can get a whole bunch of their machines are pretty cheap, a couple $100 or something. So doctors offices, and they sit like on a desktop, they're about the size of a laptop computer. And so if Quidel can get a whole bunch of those machines into doctors' offices, then they can also, those machines run a whole bunch of other tests. And so maybe post-pandemic, Quidel benefits a lot from getting as many machines into doctors' offices as they can. Fulgent Genetics is another one. They run the test in-house, but it's much smaller, $4.5 billion market cap. They have an at-home test that you do at home and then send back to them. And so that might be an advantage. Although I wonder if at-home tests are going to be included in the requirement, because you could imagine somebody could just take the test and not do anything with it, wave it in the air, send it back to them. So you'd think that maybe they would expect to have a doctor run their, at least somebody observing the person doing the test to make sure it was done properly.
Yeah, and then there's always that chance too that somebody had a test and then became infected in between from the time they had the test and the time they go to board on the flight. So the devil's in the details there. But yeah, I think you're right. I think some of the smaller companies that you mentioned might have get a bigger boost. Obviously, Abbott Labs is a huge company, big player, and I think they could benefit from this because they do have a rapid test that has really taken off. But it's probably not going to move that stock all that much.